Good afternoon. It's related. Yeah, friction. Good afternoon. Hope you find a little interesting and the search on your solution with the help of your problem. Have you achieved? Dear students, anybody come across solution for the yesterday's assignment? I need responses. Even you can type in the chat box. So again, for 10 to 15 minutes, we'll have the oral discussion on it. I need your responses through chat box or unmute the mic and you convey the information. Hope you're listening me properly. Then I'll train with the blocks of code what to do on this particular context, how you're supposed to make. And again, I'm hoping everyone are with your devices today. Anyone can unmute and say your responses as a representative from all of you, not for the devices, whether you tried. Orion Vashist, you want to convey anything? Any information now? Akash Chopra, Tushar Rana, Anuj Kumar, what about the issue on that setup? Have we completed or not? Yeah, unmute and convey. No one is responding.
What's up?
Shubham Trivedi. Have you worked with this search of providing decision-making blocks in our click event when we are clicking the particular button without providing the values on the input boxes? Have you displayed a message? What will be the block?
No, sir.
No. Any positive candidates who is saying yes, I tried is that somehow I come across these points are existing and so many information on this development is existing on the net. But I cannot scrutinize what to do. But I come across various links and information available on it. Karnik, Karthik Thakur, Niharika, Nitesh, Pratmesh, Prakshit, Rahav. Yeah, good. Who is that? Abhishek. Just a minute, I will see that. Chat conversation, everyone see. If n1 dot get text, n1 is the ID value on the XML file. In our Java program, we have defined or that n1 is linked with the variable, widget variable called v1. Excellent. Somehow this is I am expecting from the Abhishek what he have typed, he have copied and pasted. Whether it's right or wrong. Sir, I found package edit text but not clear with excellent Tushar. Good. Your analysis on the particular specific problem has to be created. That's the assignment yesterday. I'm not expecting the complete code with the exact execution you are supposed to present today. See Tushar Rana and Abhishek, but it's not working so good. Whenever we are getting failure, we can go ahead with positiveness or success. I got these two. This is such a response I am in need. Those who are sitting idle and again you are listening, sir will provide some information today in the sense, in the particular session attending, you are getting failure. Just a 30 minutes of search with complete interest you are supposed to make. Then the development related learning or program languages learning, the concept will be easily updated by you from the learner's perspective, or the mindset has to be changed. I can do if I know the logical operation of the problem or what to do on this problem to reach the solution. If you come across this mindset, that is invited. Every 40 candidates in the session. Actually, today only 23 members joined. I don't know why. So what happened? We will wait for further 2 minutes. And even in the meanwhile, I present, because I informed already, this is the text-based widgets. The data what we are entering in it is a text. I present my screen and have a view on it. Those who are having a system with you to work, you can also apply on your IDE.
So,
Yes.
some students are waiting in the waiting room.
Okay, that's the reason I'm not getting the candidates. Sorry. Good. So 10 more members are joining. Excellent. Extremely sorry for this. Okay. 33 right now joins. 10 I'm expecting up to 6 more members to be added. Okay, now anyone can convey the information like this. You unmute and have a discussion. See the same Java code alone taken here. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Unmute occasionally and convey. The class will be interactive mode, and your viewpoints can also be considered. And yesterday entire session, I put you to think. I let you to think on the particular problem and its solutions. I didn't support it in any other means. I asked you through the oral communication without showing anything. You remember, may frustrated. It's not the thing. You're supposed to follow on that particular day, evening, what are the things we can do on it. Now, hope you can view the screen clearly. These are all the blocks of code in the Java. And we know these are all the CA or button widgets, widget variables. B1 and B2 are the variables of edit text. These two are involving in input collection on this particular application. Then text view, we have defined this RE. Float and S, these variables are used in the manipulation. So necessary we did. We know, again, I'm insisting, don't be lethargical and try to understand the concept. Yesterday, somehow you have created, those who put your complete interest on this analysis may attend the session today with positiveness, and your interest may be increased. See here, after the variables, this block comes on create. Under this complete on create, we are using this to set on click listeners. Entire block is over for this application. Every activity in Java code, we are going to use the same bundle. Under this block, we have initialized to be linked XML IDs of the widgets with the declared variables on this Java code. Actually, C in the sense CLR in the XML ID. Capital A is a widget variable here in Java that is linked with ADD XML ID. And V1, recently I got in chat box as n1 dot. It's not n1. N1 is the XML ID value what we defined over there. That is linked. N1 is linked with v1 widget variable. We are supposed to make use of v1. Similarly, n2 is linked with this v2 variable. So then re. So normally we know whether. Okay, now coming to this block of code. Now I am showing this. You can have a complete view. So when the set on click listener begins, after the on click view, you are introducing an if block. Here I mentioned length is equal to 0. That is v1 dot get text. We are collecting the text and analyzing with the function called length is 0. Or you can use the same to string of. If you are using this, you are supposed to use this empty. And we will check with this in the later session. Now you concentrate with the length function. If length is double equal sign, we are supposed to use in as for the syntax 0. The first if block validates the first input box, the length of the text which is available. At the initial, it is 0. If it's 0, that if again in its true part, we are introducing another if unless you can make use of and operation. Both the conditions are satisfied, it will move into that. Unless we can use in another if block can be introduced. This if block begins here. Another second if block we are opening. The second widget variable v2 is directly mentioning the second. So this is a v1 as per the Java code. This is a v2 as per the Java code of manipulation. So now v1 get text dot length is equal to 0 as well as v2 get text that length is equal to 0. These two conditions are satisfying. It will enter into this concept, that is a toast displaying a message. Prashant Bharatwaj. I hope now the complete 35 candidates joined. Okay. Toast is equal to, that's a syntax toast dot make. Now today it's your assignment. What does this toast particular widget means? Once you declared here toast, you are supposed to define the toast or import the supportive library files of the toast here at this point. Toast.make text get application context. It's a built-in function. Then this text is a hint for us. It's not coming under the code. After the comma, you can directly give this double quotes, enter the values in the input boxes and press addition button. When v1 the text length is 0 and v2 text length 0, both are true. If any one of the value is available and there is not, I think he is unmute. Is the discussion is clearly understood? Just type in the chat box as yes. Is it reaching you, dear students? Akash Chopra responded yes. All. Are you listening this session? Come on, just type yes. Be active. Good, good. Complete it, everyone, you type it. Yesterday, I introduced the problem and how to solve some steps orally I explained. Now, today we are discussing with the clarity. It will be very interesting if you follow. Then in your new future production, if you are coming across such thing, everything can be managed by yourself itself. Anurag Patel, Tavish Sharma, just everyone, all 35 are attending, even you are using the smartphone, you can type S in the chat box. It's not the thing you are supposed to attend with the devices. Those who are using devices, they alone have to say yes. From all rise, now the candidates is increasing, 36. Only 4 more members are absent. Okay, good. See the toast message, toast, this widget about the toast, you are supposed to have a search and get the clarity. Here we used length long. The message what to be provided within double quotes, it occupies just you are starting with toast, the automatically it will provide the necessary entities to be filled with this message. Good. Sir, we set text to result box also without using toast. No, I will show the output before seeing this. If I show the output, you will be active what we are moving ahead, what we are planning to do. Is the screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Good. The response is needed for me to participate in active mode. You can now see this. Rarely, without any input values, if you press addition button, it will terminate. Now what it shows, see, enter the values in the input boxes and press addition button. What text we have given in this message that is appeared. It won't process, it won't terminate the application. So logically, we have validated the processes and somehow it's complete. If we are pressing this clear button, see, perform the logical operations by entering the values in, this is called toast widget in Android development. Addition, if you are pressing, another text is displaying. If you provide some values in it, if you provide clear, it will be clear. Now, if you are trying with clear, it won't. It will ask to enter the values in it. If addition you are using, enter the values in the input box instead of terminating the process. This is the concept what we are implementing in it. Yeah, chat box, what's the message? Sir, means a message displays over the screen is only possible due to toast. Yes, it's the simplest concept without any intervention. We are not supposed to give OK or close button without touching that. This length long that indicates some duration will be high unless you can mention the duration. Isha joining now. Totally 38 members have been joined. Good that see here, the toast is a concept without any user intervention. Some duration, the message will be displayed. The users can identify what is happening in it. And it's a self-assignment of toast widget. Today evening, you have to navigate. It's having length short, length long, and some user-defined duration can also be provided in this context, in this particular lines of code, and you can extend the display accordingly. So many interesting things are available. So if these two are, the length is 0, so please explain length long, duration in seconds, that is extended. So if I explain the logically this program concept, and I am supposed to, please sign up. You have been signed out because you are currently signed in another device. Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Why it says, just a minute. I will sign in. The Zoom says you are signed out. Yeah, it's okay. Am I audible?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now see this. Then toast, the margin can be set unless we can leave as it is. This particular lines of code is needed or not needed. That's not the problem. Then we have to use this toast to show. Instead of declaring the toast widget at the top, here in the inline itself, we have declared toast is a widget entity, and this small toast, this is the variable. With the help of variable, margin is set as well as the toast show function is used. By the way, if for the first one is the A in the sense we have added the addition button in this context. You see here, A in the sense addition. For if two values are not present, the first if block is concluded at this stage. The second if block is concluded at this. The inner if block, it doesn't have else statement. The outer if block, that consists only one else statement. Our manipulation steps. Previously, we already completed this manipulation. First, we are converting, adding the value, converting the text value into float of two widget variables v1, v2, and adding, storing the value in the f. Then that f is substituted in capital S variable, that's a string variable, by again typecasting from float to string. Then that S is substituted on the RE variable, that's a text view widget. Make yourself little clear. Some confusion may be arising. Make yourself clear. Already we discussed about this 3 lines of manipulation code. This is now put inside the else block. Two if statement, instead of using AND operator, we used two if block. Inner if block. Inner if block doesn't have any else part. The outer if block that consists and here the outer if block which consists else part in it, and the else part is end here. If these two are not 0, the length is not 0, this will come to this else part and execute this operation. If these two values are 0, it will execute these lines of code. That's the decision making using the if block. Yesterday, orally, I insisted and I plan to train you to identify the concept. Spoon feeding, and after seeing the information, making use of this is not the worthiest thing. Instead, when the information is reaching, we are supposed to analyze and we have to identify. Somehow, I'm totally satisfied with the performance of Abhishek. It's the first message with some lines of code, set text. This is the way of if n1.get text, something he tried with this. Even blind, we are not adapted with the excellency. We must try with the informed or asked assigned work. That's a first step in getting trained or getting initiated or entering into the development. So please explain the F and S. F is the floating point variable. S is the string variable. Why these two variables are used? Harinderjit Singh. Now you can unmute and say what is your view on it. F and S. Just 30 seconds. Don't get any fear. Even your friends, those who are laughing on your answer, they doesn't know anything. But you are asking something. You may have.
Yes, sir. F means sir
Yes.
to add a sir any sir floating number like sir 26.9, and sir string means sir any alphabetical.
Very good. You are supposed to explore and invoke your doubts with clarity. See here, this is the edit text widget. This data type is a string. This is also edit text. It accepts only string data values inside it. Even though you are providing numbers, that value will be in text data, string data. Addition of two string data, what it yields, the concatenation of strings will be available on it. I hope everyone aware on it. In such a condition, see, float dot parse float, that's a statement, that's a keyword for converting whatever value is present, that will be converted into floating point variable. Integer we can use. If fractional parts are coming, we will miss. That's why what we are using float. If integer alone provided here in the sense .75, you are providing as a one input value in the text box, in the input box. That time the program will suffer. So the collected input value v1 get text, that text is again converted into string. That v1 value what we collected during our runtime, that is converted into float. This block v1 will be in floating value. In the second similar type of code, the v2 what we collected as a text string, that is converted into float. In this part, the operation is happening. At this point, the v2 value will be completely available on the floating data type, floating point data type. Here the v1. So now we are adding with the addition operator. What will happen? Two numbers, two floating point numbers you are adding, in the sense that will result with numerical addition. So now these two are added. What is needed in the text variable, we cannot substitute. That's why we are introducing the program logic based variable is needed. So we are using one floating point variable. Here in this context, we used capital F and we assigned. Now the added values of these two text values, what we provided as an input, that is now added and collected in the variable called capital F. Okay, now we collected the addition value, but our result displaying widget, that's a text view. Again, it's a string data type acceptor. It accepts only text value. It doesn't accept floating point value, for which what we are doing, introducing a new variable capital S on the name of string, and that string data, now from the float to string keyword, we are converting the collected F value into the text data type. Now the S consists string data type value of capital F. Now RE is the variable of text view of our result, that is linked with the XML's ID RES. See, this is the XML ID RES. You can see the ID, the mouse point where I am pointing. Is it clear? In such a way, in RE, we are setting the text, simple thing. S consists the value of result. Logically, the programmer alone know the flow on it. We need a result, whatever we can do. That's the behind the lines of code, a programmer having all sort of knowledge. For a common user, it's not, there is no need. If you want to make use of the same output of this program for another input in the continuation of the application, there these type of conversions are needed, not needed. In this context, our aim is to just display the result on these widgets, and we are making use of this logical operations, type conversions, data type conversion, typecasting statements we are using. I hope now this point is little clear for Harinderjit Singh. I need response again. With all of you, just type yes in the chat box. We'll move with further activity. Don't get bored whenever I am asking to type yes in the chat box. be with your full interest. Yes means that it converts the floating. Yes means it's not converting to the string. Yes is the variable that is assigned with the typecasting statement of float to string conversion, and the floating variable value is assigned within that built-in function. So S is simply a string variable. S is not converting the floating point value to that. For conversion typecasting statement, we are using float dot to string of. Within that, we are passing the floating point variable. We are passing in the sense the value is passed in it. If 25 and 35 you are providing, first it will be the string text data type, and F collects by the conversion to the float and addition value 25 plus 35, it's a 60. That 60 is assigned with the floating point variable. Now F consists 60. Then with the help of S string variable, we are converting that 60 numerical value, that's a floating point value, into string by the statement float dot to string, and that F is substituted inside this function, and float is now converted into string data type. That data value is stored on the S. S is just a variable. How we set time to show the pop-up for a specific time. That's your assignment you are supposed to do today evening. Abhishek, this is a response for you. Again, I'm having another assignment to do in today's evening. I have to go forward. Your questions are innovative. Now, in this block, the same similar block has to be used. The original lines of code, what we had in the previous manipulation, that must be placed inside the else block. Now come to the cancel, that's a clear button. The same if block is used, same v1 get text dot length that is equal to 0 and dot length is equal to 0. In such a condition, the same toast message you can copy and make use. And here I displayed the margin value as 90 for the change. Instead of this message, what context specific information you want to provide a user who is using this, you can provide at this area. Perform the logical operations by entering the values in the input boxes and then press clear button. This is the information provided through toast. Then normally the manipulation steps we know v1, v2 and re are set with empty, in the sense that's a length 0. Again we are making empty, we are making, that is comes under the else part. Now I'm sending this particular code, Java code alone, to your mail ID. Don't download now. And even don't have the practice of copy and paste. You open it, and while in your device on your particular blocks, you type it. Only you are going to type these information. So after completion of, now you take your own time. Now you can download and view the file. And in your code, how many of you have the code which is running, addition program running effectively right now? You can type S in the chat box, take 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, excellent. So in 40, 5 members are having code which is running 6. Everyone, those who are having, and remaining all the candidates must come forward towards this production. So up to now, without explaining the concepts, I'm providing with the examples based, block of codes based, even time permits. Today I explained again and again what it happens in the lines of code. In the cancel also, you can make use of the same lines of code. So you're supposed to navigate, these two are can be within your programming knowledge, placing the if blocks. And this is the only thing how to display the messages. Yesterday, you're supposed to search in the net what blocks of code is set. We don't know even though, but you are having opportunity to find. This also done, sir, validation code. It's just building. Tushar Shekhar and Akash Chopra, I know you will be little far forward. Anyhow, I'm appreciating all of you, not only Tushar Rana and Tushar Shekhar and Akash Chopra. Everyone are having the same potential and skill. Somehow you are lagging. I won't degrade all my 41 candidates. Everyone can do within today evening. That's why I copied that Java code. Again, 3 members, those who are facing setting up the development environment. Yesterday, I actively inquired in the session, but evening I forgot. Today you invoke me. If still you are facing problem, gather as a group and make use of my assistance or guidance what I am providing to set up through the team viewer and through phone call. It's your interest. You have to invoke after all the classes are over on the particular day. Again, I'm inviting the candidates, those who are suffering with this, setting up the development environment in Android, connect with me properly and prior information. You access the services. So this code, now you can download the mail contents with you. That's not for just copy and paste in your Java file. Keep remember, you type yourself whatever it comes, how many flower braces you have to open and close. These items you are supposed to observe and do. You have to feel and do. Okay, now I'm closing this particular AVD and freshly I'm planning to run the code, what it's developed. Only the thing I used 2 if blocks. Prior to that, the original manipulation code, what we did earlier, that is put in the else part because the condition I set in such a way. If I set some values are there, 2 or 3, any value, or even if it's available, in the sense the lines of code will be coming to the true part of second inner if block. And this particular toast message will be come under the else part. That's a false part. So based on the condition what we are providing in the decision making statement, the blocks of these are all the analysis of your programmer, where to place the manipulation, where to place the information message code. These are all rest with interest. This cannot be trained through the academic sessional information. You must have your own algorithmic capability or analyzing the algorithm or analyzing the problem and providing the reaching towards a solution with the learned concept. So you must think yourself, you can do the production, you can do the solution, you can create the solution for a specific problem. That's the example. Yesterday I orally conveyed every information to you to work further on it. I hope most probably 10% of the candidates, maybe 4 or 5, may properly tried. Even you can't come across a solution because that needs further training. But your interest on the particular search is very much needed when you are working as a programmer or developer. Whenever the session you are entering in this discussion, you are supposed to think yourself as a programmer. Now see, everything over. We will run this code. Every blocks of code are already existed inside the set on click listener. This if block we introduced and this else part we introduced. The appropriate open and close flower braces are compromised properly, setted properly in this, so the code becomes error free. The same is happened here also. So up to now, so majority of the candidates may have the view. Just Sari saying something, I'm having the view, I can understand, but for my production as an individual, when I'm sitting, I will face some problem. So in such condition, to overcome that, I sent that PDF file of this Java code. You sit properly, even any doubt or you're facing, you can report that in the tomorrow's session. We will have the clarity. As for the question which is asked for the duration, it's an today's assignment. So toast widget, what does it mean? You've done nothing to search in other URLs. You can sit with the developer.android.com, in which all the information is available. It's a practice to visit that particular URL for your updation. If you're not reaching over there, you cannot get the clarity. Even this particular semester, you completed the subject, your development practice will continue thereafter with the help of developer.android.com URL. That's a practice I want to provide you in this semester itself, in this course discussion itself. I hope what I informed right now, you are very much clear and little understood. I need your confirmation by the means of yes. What is the difference between widget and variable? Widget, see here, who asked this question? Innovative Harinjit. See, I'm closing the chat box. See here, resource manager. Just a minute. No. These are all called widgets, common widgets, text view, button, image view, recycler view. These entities are called common widgets. Text view, plain text, password number. These entities available in this group of text called widgets. This button category, we are having several. These are all widgets. Again, the widget named, we are having variable, view, image view, layouts. Layouts cannot be, it's called the layouts alone. So if text, what widgets we have used in this text view for the result, and in text itself, you can have the plain text. So number, this number widget we used in the form of edit text. Plain text also, it's a text will be all characters. The keypad to be displayed 1 to 9, that's numerical keypad is needed. You are supposed to select this input box as number, or ABCD including alphanumeric keypad is needed. You are supposed to select this. In our context, only numbers to be entered, so I selected this. This is a widget. This comes under edit text. The widget name is edit text. And when these widgets are used in, sir, please repeat today's assignment. I will, Tushar Shekhar, I will inform you at the end. Just a minute. I'm addressing this. This widgets, these are all called widgets. See, everyone can have these. These two are the text edit based on number type widgets. Only the numerical keypad will be invoked when you're during runtime when you are pressing. This is a text view widget. And this is also a text view. Text view in the sense you cannot edit the contents available on the text view while it's in execution. Are you clear? That's called text view. These are all the widgets of XML, and these manipulation related widgets, totally 5 we are having. These 5 are involving in the manipulation of our runtime. So these widgets alone provided with its ID value in XML design. N1, this is N2. You can see the top of this area, then button, that is CLR. This button is a ADD, and this is a RES. These IDs are provided in XML. Why? These are all to be incorporated or linked during the Java file for the manipulation. So that in the sense, for that linking in Java, we are in need of variables of those widgets. Only these 3 lines of code called widget variables declaration. What's a widget? Button. is widget, edit text, widget, and text view. Totally in button 2 are there, edit text there are 2, and text view only 1. Totally 5 widgets what we are involving them in the manipulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all are declared with its variables. Those variables are linked to the Java file based on the ID what we declared in the XML file. That's a design file. Now you are clear. Then these two variables are needed for us to manipulate. Apart from that, inline variable we have declared, that is the toast. This is a widget and the variable name is toast. Totally 6 we used in this manipulation. I hope this single question from Harinderjit Singh may address all 38 candidates present today. I hope you must keep remember a little fast. I'm moving myself. I'm experiencing to overcome. I will try to send the link for this video. What today we are dealing, that will be sent to you for your reference for the preparation. Now it's a time for us to execute. Now, is there any other question? No, sir. Today's assignment. What assignment I said? Okay. I hope everyone got this URL. You type properly and get it. And one more, instead of the length, see the screen here, we used dot length function and we set as 0. Instead of that, you are supposed to make use, first you run this program positively, execute it clearly. Instead of dot length, you are supposed to use this to string is null. In such a condition, what result you are getting, that you are supposed to analyze. When I can be the same. I hope everyone are listening. So this is the change in the 2 if blocks on 2 set on like listeners. Second assignment, toast learning, as well as changing this to length function instead of that to string. Now the condition varies. Now you are making empty, and if it's there, how the program behaves. Only for today's discussion, today itself you are supposed to complete this process. Now we will see the output of this program. And hope now the Android Studio is having one more update. Everyone may have, you update it today evening. It shows on the screen here as a pop-up. Hope you are listening properly. If you are listening, type S in the chat box. Good. I need active participants in this session. Good. All of you type S. I'll see later. Or today evening also, I will see who are all actively participated through the Zoom reports. Now the program freshly installed, and addition, if I press, it takes some time. You have to wait. All of you type S if you are listening. Still, we are having 8 more minutes. That's S alone sufficient. Good, good. Just a minute. Saklani alone have given so many yes sirs. It will count only one. Satvik. Shah Agarwal is disconnecting. Okay. Let's see what happens. Some problem existed in my AVD. It's not the problem with the code, problem with my AVD. Just a minute. Okay, okay, it was a typo mistake. Now again, I'm running. Just it will take 2-3 minutes to execute. Previous execution automatically will go off. And installed entity we can open. So actually in the class discussion in the middle, we saw that output, my AVD malfunctions, I have to delete it and reinstall. In this discussion itself, I have shown how the messages are popping up. We see if possible. Now I will go to the attendance. After the attendance, I will show the output. Today you are supposed to wait, not to go. How many members now? 38 members are there. Give your attendance actively. Akash Chopra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, next Anurag Sharma,
Yes, sir.
Jatin Preet Singh. Jatin, absent.
Present, sir.
Who is present?
Jatin.
Yeah, Saklani.
Present, sir.
Yes, Nitesh,
Present, sir.
Prashant,
Yes, sir.
Vanshita. Vanshita Dikshit. Harinderjit Singh,
Present, sir.
Rahav Mittal and Rahav Chandal.
Present, sir.
Good. Aditya.
Present, sir.
Oh, one message came. I'm not a present, sir. Vanshita. Okay, good. I'm not present. You can see. Next, Hitesh Chand,
Present, sir.
Prabal,
Present, sir.
Shyamal,
Yes, sir.
Anurag Patel,
Present, sir.
Ayush,
Present, sir.
Aditya Chaudhary,
Present, sir.
Karthik, sorry,
Present.
Aryan Vanshir.
Present, sir.
Okay, I have moved a little faster. No one is absent. Karthik also present. Then
Present, sir.
Prakshit. Prakshit.
Present.
Shubham.
Yes, sir. Present.
Utkaresh.
Present, sir.
Anuj Kumar.
Present, sir.
Asantosh Kumar. Asantosh absent today. Good. Only one candidate is absent today. Karnik Kumar
Yes, sir.
and Pratmesh.
Present, sir.
Shivans. Absent. Shivans. Kalsi. Absent. Yashika.
Present, sir.
Satvik.
Yes, sir.
Vanshaj.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Thakur.
Present, sir.
Niharika.
Present, sir.
Hitesh Kumar.
Present, sir.
Tavish.
Present, sir.
Tushar Rana.
Present, sir.
Abhinav Thakur. Abhinav Sharma.
Present, sir.
Sir, Abhinav Sharma present.
Good, good. Isha Agarwal.
Present, sir.
Yeah. Uday.
Tushar also present.
Present, sir.
Tushar present. Uday present. And I want to get the clarities. Shivan Kalsi. Whether he present or absent. As for 39 in the sense, 38 candidates. Okay, 2 members are absent. Good. Okay, they are absent. Wait, let's see the output, what it shows. It's not working. It's a problem with my AVD. You can complete the code and test how it was previously executed. The same will be available in it. Thank you for listening this session. Thank you all. I'm terminating. If any queries or anything to be discussed right now with the problem with the setting up development environment. Kashika, whether your problem is resolved? I hope she left. Okay, who is present again? Everyone left. Okay, today evening ask them to get the support for this, what setup problems, what they are having for the development environment. Okay, thank you for listening. I'm terminating and ending this session. Thanks to all.